Alright, Mr. Claxton's Algebra 2 class. This is the second part of multiplying and dividing real numbers. What we have here is 13 through 30 from last night's homework. Many of us were confused on how to show work. So what I'm going to do is just go through the harder ones here and show you how exactly you can show work for that. Some people are struggling to not use a calculator. I want to explain to you how all of us are smarter than a calculator. All of us are able to do this. So first up here, remembering our sign rules, I know that a positive times a negative is going to be a negative. I know here that I have two negatives being divided. That quotient is going to be positive. Now I know I really don't have to write that. I'm just writing it so I can remember what the quotient is going to be later. Here I have the quotient of a positive and a negative. I know it's going to be negative. Here, that's right. You said it. Negative. Okay. Here, negative. And here, whoa, hold on. That's 0 multiplied by negative 1.7. I know that's going to be 0. I'm just going to go through this row. You can do the rest on your own. If you take a look at 21 times negative 4, we're not even really going to consider that negative for now. If you're struggling with this, we all know that method that we used back in elementary school. Maybe some of us used it, maybe some of us didn't. 21 times 4, where I write it vertically, I put that little x there, which we typically don't like to use in algebra, and I multiply from the bottom right up. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. You can certainly use that if you need to. I would like to show you a different way, though. Another method here. We're going to go ahead and put that in green. I want you to be able to think about that mentally. In order to think about that mentally, we use a concept called chunking. You can think of 21 times 4 as 21 multiplied. I could break 4 down into 2 times 2. And that's kind of helpful because it's not kind of helpful. It is helpful because I'm able to double a lot easier than I'm able to multiply by 4 sometimes. I know what 21 times 2 is. If I double the 2, I get 4. If I double the 1, I get 2, 42. Or just double 21, add 21 to it, and it is 42. Hopefully we can all imagine that. I still need to multiply that 42 times 2. Remember, if I double the 4, I would get 8. If I double the 2, I get 4. I'm going to show you exactly how we're doing that in a future video by using the distributive property, but for now, I know that 84 is my answer. And I know I can go back up here and write 84. So if you're struggling with multiplication, try to use the chunking method. Negative 24 divided by 6 should be a basic math fact. What times 6 is 24? Notice how I didn't worry about the negative because I know that a negative divided by a positive is going to give me a negative. So what times 6 is 24? That's right. You said it. 4 times 6 is 24. You may be struggling with something like negative 33 divided by negative 11. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that a new way. We all know the old school way. The old school way might be to write it as 33 divided by 11. How many times does 11 go into 33? Well, 1 times 11 is 11. 2 times 11 is 22. 3 times 11 is 33. When I subtract the 2, my remainder is 0. You can also, however, try a new method, and this is a method I want us all to try. We're going to look at this, the high school way, as negative 33 divided by negative 11. And remember, I can just think of that as 33 over 11. because I know that a negative divided by a negative will give me a positive answer. That quotient is a negative. And we're going to think about reducing this. So really we're starting to revolutionize our thinking from old school to, okay, that's a fraction. And I'm going to try to write 33 a different way. I can write 33 a different way by writing it as a product of two numbers. I can write 33 as 11 times 3. 11 times 3, I know, is the same as 33. And then I can rewrite 11. Well, actually, I can just write it as 11. It is a prime number, so it's only two factors, are 1 and 11. Now I see something interesting. I'm allowed to cross-cancel at this point. I can cancel out the 11s because I know that 11 over 11 is just 1. There's one group of 11 here, one group of 11 here, of 11 there in the numerator. At that point, I can set that equal to 1 times 3, which is 3, over 1, which I know is positive 3. And that's how you use chunking in order to show your mental math. Some people think that there is no way to show your work whenever I tell you not to use a calculator, but I'm showing you that there is a way that you can show your work. So hopefully you find this helpful. Stay tuned for questions 19 through 30 in part 3.